Okay, hi everyone, it's Tao from Shine Bright Design and I am back with a tutorial. Now this is a tutorial from a new book I have, which is called Pop Manga Coloring Book by Camilla. I hope I'm saying that right, and I'm saying it with an accent because I just want to. Anyway, happy 2017 guys, and I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. I will list all the products listed below, and I will speak out the codes of what I'm using as well. Alright, so I'm going to do something new today, and I'm doing Copic markers with skin, combination with Faber Castell polychromos. I've never done skin with Copic markers, so fingers crossed this works out, okay? Anyway, so usually I would be photocopying this onto marker paper or mixed media paper, but today I thought I'd just go straight into it because I don't really care on the other side, because it's a pattern or something and I don't really care about it. Anyway, so let's go. So I'm getting this color, which is E00 Cotton Pearl by Copic Markers, and this is just a marker, not a sketch marker. Okay, so I'm just gonna let's see if I can zoom in for you guys since I am doing skin. Alright. So I'm getting the wide tip, right? And I'm just going to quickly just skim it over. Oh, I really like these. So I have not watched any tutorials, I'm just winging it. And to explain what I'm doing, I'm just feathering it out. Just pressing hard and feathering it out. I realized to get more shadow when it comes to markers is you just got to go over the pigment again in order to create that shadow. I'm really liking how this is turning out. Okay, so Wow, copy markers are mad. Okay, so I'm going in with Milky White and I'm doing the same type of thing. I'm just going over and kind of like blending it in. Okay, I'm gonna go in with Barely Beige, which is E11. I'm just gonna use this, like, I guess, to do a slight contour. I'm gonna go in and try and create some cheek contours. And add the shadow, which is underneath the hair as well. You know, after using these, I actually think I really should start using my sketch markers from Copic that I got for my birthday. I really should use them. I don't know why I haven't used them. Just looking at how these are turning out is amazing. Alright, I'm going to go back in with the Milky White, and I'm just going to go over that contour section that I just did, just because I just want to blend it out a little. I'm just scared, that's all. Alright, so now I'm going in with my darkest color, which is E33, which is sand. I want to use the fine tip though. And what I'm hoping to do is let it bleed into the already wet marker ink that's been laid down. How lovely does that look? Now I want to go in with powder pink, which is YR00, and I'm getting the fine tip, and I'm working from the center near the lip here, and then I'm just working my way out. I'm just going to let that pigment just bleed. And now I'm going to go in with the flesh, which is RO2. Same thing again with the fine tip, and I'm just going to use it to create shadow. Very cute and pouty. I'm going to go in with that flesh, right? And I'm going to create some blush. And then I'm going to use one of the lighter colors, which is, I'm going to use Cotton Pearl. I'm going to use Cotton Pearl and I'm going to blend it into the surrounding area. And do the same to the other side. Gonna go in with the Belly Beige, and I'm going to go around that that flesh color I laid down that for the blush. I'm just gonna go around it because I don't want it to kind of look too harsh, and I'm just gonna blend it into the milky white that I just put down. What I'm hoping is that when it dries, when the alcohol evaporates, that you'll see something very nice. Going in with that Cotton Pearl, I want to just blend this out. So what I'm doing is just gonna quickly go over the cheeks. I like that. I like that a lot. And you know what? Since I am in such a good mood, I am going to grab my sketch markers. I know they're not copy markers, but let's just see what we can do with this. So, from what I have noticed, when it comes to markers, you do the marker first, and then you go in with a pencil to add that texture. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do the hair. And I'm thinking I'm going to lay down a pink and do pink hair. Oh no, wait. No, I'm going to do... I'm going to do purple hair. Purple? Or blue? No, I'm going to do blue hair. Sorry, that took me a while to figure out. Okay, so I actually might do the eyes first. So I'm going to get two colors, and one is pale sepia and sand. So let me test them out. Okay, yes. So the color is pale sepia, which is YR24. And I'm getting the fine tip, and I'm basically going to color this in the sepia. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with the sand, which is like a skin tone that we used as well. I'm just going to go in with a shadow. This is not dark enough, but we're definitely going to use a darker color. This is kind of like the mid-tone of the eye. I want darker color because I need that contrast. I'm going to go in with that burnt umber. Again with a fine tip. Bring it down. And then I'm going to go kind of underneath here near the eyelash line and bring it up. I'm going to also go into the drawing area in the brown as well. Alright, that was the burnt umber, which is E29. I'm going to list this all down, do not fear, but yes. Going back in with the sand, which is the E33, I'm going to go in between the burnt umber and the sand and just, I guess, blend it. And hopefully by working between the sand and the burnt umber, I'm kind of blending those two pigments together, and it makes it look more seamless and less sharp with the contrast. Look at that. I like that, that's really cool. I feel like there needs to be more, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get that burnt umber again, and I'm going to just not highlight, but like I'm just going to lay down where this really dark line mark is around the eye. I'm going to go over it, and then what I'm going to do is go in with the sand, and I'm going to go over that line and soften up that burnt umber hard line. Looks really cool. Okay, now I'm going to go in with this warm grey, which is number 9, in with a fine tip again. I'm going to just create that pupil. Now I don't want to do a harsh pupil, right? I'm going to blend it in. So we start off with the warm grey, which is the number 9, and now we're going to go with the number 5, and we're going to kind of blend it in to the highlight. Okay, so I don't want the whole thing. I don't want it to be a straight, bright, like a sharp circle. I want to blend it in. So we're going down the scale of the gradient, and now I'm going in with a warm grey, which is the number 1, and I'm kind of blending that into the highlight. Okay. And you can let it bleed out, but yeah. And then what you want to do is, maybe I should do this at the end, but I kind of want to show you now, right? So getting a Posca pen. and then let that dry, and then in again with another highlight here. It does appear more sharper because you're using a Posca pen, but I think it makes it more dramatic. This may also smudge, like the Posca might smudge or might get dirty throughout the process of this colouring, but we'll just do it again, you know. I'm going to use the Posca pen to also highlight the nose and the lip. Yeah. Keeping it very sweet. Okay, now the hair. So with the hair, because I actually don't have that many Posca, Copic Sketch markers in a range of colours, I'm just going to go down with a flat wash of the blue. This is pale blue, which is like a purple blue, which is B32. And I'm just going to go straight blue, and then we'll go again with the pencil. So the way I'm doing it is I kind of press hard and I blend up. And the way I do this, I do it in like the hair, the way the hair would run, if you can see. And it gives it that hair texture, I guess. Remember, you're starting hard pressure and then lifting up. And obviously where you have the harder pressure is where you'll see more of that blue pigment. I know with my channel I use a range of mediums, and maybe that bugs people, but for me, in my practice as a designer, as an artist, I feel like you should not limit yourself to one form of medium, and you expand your creative artistic abilities if you expand those mediums that you use. You can learn new skills as well as see things differently. It's not good to be comfortable when it comes to creativity. I feel like when you're comfortable, you don't grow. Also, as a person, if you're comfortable, you don't grow, whether that be in your career or anything, you know. It's about pushing yourself, you know. I love this. This looks amazing. Very refreshing. I feel refreshed artistically. Okay, so remember, we're just laying down the markers first before we move on to any of the pencil work with the Faber Castells. So continuing with the work, we're just going to keep going with this pale blue. remember, with more layers of pigment from the markers you place down, the more depth the work has. As you can see, as I'm adding more over the existing layers, you can see the color deepen. How cool is that? Oh, so sweet. Okay. My battery's running low, but we're just gonna keep going till it dies and then I'll switch batteries. Okay, so pink, we're gonna go RV11. This is the Copic Sketch markers. I guess you can use this, the copying markers if you can get the color. Alright, and I'm basically going to place the base color. I'm going to do it in the tip because I feel like it's very flexible right now. And the way I'm coloring is I'm going with the motion of the shape of the piece. So because this is round tentacles, I'm doing kind of a circular motion with it. So it looks, I guess, more natural. Okay. I'm only doing the outer bits, not the suction bits of the tentacles. Okay, sorry, I had to switch batteries. Alright, keep going with that RV11. And remember to use the fine tip. This is a sketch marker, but I'm using a fine tip because this fine tip on the sketch marker is very flexible. And basically I'm moving the tip with the shape of the drawing. Because it's a curve like drawing, because it's a tentacle, I'm moving the tip with it, against it. So I'm not going vertical up and down, I'm just going with the flow of the tentacles. Okay. Going over here with the other tentacle. In a way, these sketch markers from Copic, it's almost like a paintbrush. So that's the reason that's why I'm moving it like this. I'm not moving it up and down. Also because the tip is very flexible. It allows for movement. So that's why I'm kind of like just going with the flow of it. Alright, so I put down the base and now I'm going to go on tentacles, right? And the tentacle color is going to be rose salmon. Going again with that tip, we're just going to go with circular motions of those suction bits, okay? This is my first time using Copic markers when it comes to coloring, and I'm really proud of myself. See, that's why I encourage you guys to always, you know, use different mediums and don't get stuck with mediums. Being able to use other mediums and being versatile is really great for your creativity. It's also great for your creative thinking as well. Not being stuck on one type of medium, you know. Going with the movement of those circular suction cups. I don't know how you guys will go with any other marker, but because I guess some other markers aren't as flexible as the sketch marker. You could definitely try with the normal Copic marker. They do have the tips, but they're not as flexible. Maybe it was a good idea that I got the sketch markers. Actually, when I got these, I thought I was kind of regretting it because I was thinking, oh, these aren't Copic markers. I see everyone using Copic markers, but really, I don't think it's much of a difference because I'm not using Copic markers for detail. I'm using it as like layering bases almost. What I like about markers is that they kind of bleed into each other. And they blend really well with other pigments that are laid next to each other. And that's why I wanted to try it. And I find that pencil looks really amazing on Copic markers. So that's why I decided to get some, and I don't regret it at all. Sometimes you need to take a break from your normal medium, you know, have a breather. Alright, that's the base. Now for the hair, I'm still thinking pink, eh? Going in with the same colour that we used for the tentacles, I'm going to lay the base. What I love about markers is that you obtain more coverage of the piece in a quicker amount of time as well. Looking at this, I really think I'm going to use a Posca pen today. And I know I've lost the page on the other side, but that's a sacrifice I'm willing to take for this piece. And it's a page that I don't really care about as well. You know me, I love faces. This is all I care for. No little patterns, butterflies and shit. Sorry for the language. But like no little patterns. I like faces. I like doing faces. I really should have like put a piece of backing on the back for the marker, but not possible. So now that I know that this book does not handle markers, definitely not. I recommend, if you are going to use Copic markers with this artwork, I recommend you scanning it and printing it on Illustrator's paper or marker paper or even multimedia paper. I'm not really sure how markers work on that, but I think that the best thing for you to do if you want the effect of the marker paper or the marker pen, get marker paper, and pencil should work definitely fine on it. I'm going to do the background and then we'll add the details with the pencil afterwards. So just so you guys know, if you have not worked with a Posca pen, I've seen people ask comments about Posca pens. People ask, why doesn't it work? How do I get my Posca pen to work? It is one of those push and pull shake pens, and if you know how to use those, you just shake it, right? But if you want to speed up the process, just get your finger at the top, or even just get a piece of paper. I always have scraps on me, like here, and just like press on it. And what you're doing is forcing the pigment into the brush tip. And there we have it. Right? Okay, so I'm going to do the background. Anyway, so got the Posca pen, it's ready. Let's do this. it's probably going to bleed through, because if you work with Posca pens, they're not like markers, they kind of like a paint pens, and they basically just sit on top of the paper. It's very cool. And I'm choosing this slate grey because, one, it's a neutral colour, and two, it has a blue tint to it. And I'm kind of sticking with this pink and blue feel. So I've been thinking, do I do a room tour for 2017 or do I wait? Because there's a possibility I may be moving in the future. But you know, I might do a room tour of where I am right now, and then later on I'll do an updated one when I move next. I've been thinking about like furniture as well, for when furniture for like when I move and, you know, need to consider new storage or new studio layouts. And I've been thinking about it. I've been looking at IKEA and all that type of stuff, because it seems like I'm young and I move around a lot. I don't have a home. I can't afford to purchase a home yet because I'm at that stage of life. But you know, I'm thinking that I need to consider furniture that is easy to move. Well, not easy to move, but furniture that I can take with me everywhere, you know. I don't know if I like Posca pens. You can see the direction. I don't think I like that. And I feel like the Posca pen is like it's lifting the paper grain. Already started. Gotta keep going, guys. Okay, so from my experience with Posca pens right now, I recommend touching the paper once. Don't rub on it too much with the paper, with the tip. And keep your keep the contact to a minimum, just because it is a marker and it's a wet marker. And if you rub the paper too much, it will cause the paper to peel. And if you look closely, you will be able to see it. That's why I'm going to try and keep my contact with the paper to a minimum. And almost do it like brush. It's a very chalk-like feel. I think the best advice I can give to anyone who uses Posca pens as background fillers is to work in small areas. So I've got the background, and bam, looks cool, but I want to add some more to it. So I have this stencil I got from Spotlight, and we're going to use this stencil to create some interesting background. So I'm going to get a white gel pen, and this is, you can use any gel pen, you can use a Uniball one, or I'm using one from Coloring Books. So I'm using a gel pen to create these lines, and I'm basically outlining it, and then I'll fill it in with like a Posca pen or something later on. Yeah, I'm definitely going to fill this with Posca pen or something. It's way too fiddly for my liking, and I'm not being dead accurate. I'm not dead accurate, but I'm not being like extra careful. That's because it's a stencil. I was thinking of like getting like pen pastel and I guess stamping it, but that would have been a bit fiddly as well. So that's why I did this gel pen outline thing. It's gonna take me forever. You can use any stencil. You don't have a stencil. I guess you could make one. Or just stick with the plain background with the Posca pen. Now, if you like me doing tutorials with Copic markers and pencil, please comment below. I might do Copic markers and pencil with this coloring book in particular, just because it's manga. This is very fiddly. finally done. Hey, that looks really cool. I don't know if I really want to do the Posca pen. I actually like it how it is. I'm gonna leave it how it is. I think that's really nuts. So that's the background. That looks cool. And then we'll just go with some pencil. And at this point, I don't think there'll be much pencil detail as well. Alright, let's just get some pencil. I'm pulling in a pencil from Faber Castell Polychromos, and this is the color Pink Matter Lake, which is 129. And basically I'm gonna go into where the tentacles are. I almost said testicles. Oh, I had to tell you guys because it was really funny in my head. Anyway, so the pink, we're going to create some shadow. I'm sorry if I'm sometimes inappropriate, but I feel like it gives it more comical value to the tutorial. Anyways, if you guys don't want to listen, you can always just mute it as well. You know, I feel like I just need to be myself, and if you guys like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. I generally don't know what to ever talk about when I come to do these tutorials. Let me just zoom in closer. Okay. Let me just close up these markers because they're jiggling and they're bugging me. Okay, so again with Pink Matter Lake, which is 129, and just creating that shadow. Because we already created that depth with the Copic markers, we're really using this pencil just to create more shadow and more texture. It's not really about adding any additional layers to it, you know. You can add layers. It really depends on you. I feel like using Copic markers, it really has quickened the whole process of my tutorial, which is very, very cool. I'm going to go on with an orange. And this color is called Orange Blade, which is 113. And I'm going to use it to create some shadow here. And you know what? Just because I'm here, I'm going to do something else as well. I'm going to go in with this other color, which is cadmium orange, which is 111. And I'm going to use it to highlight the center bit. And you know what we might also do? Okay, it's other yellow, which is that. Just create some bit of oomph. You know, reflecting on 2016, I think this channel has been one of the best things to happen in my life. I have such a sense of, it gives me such a sense of purpose, and gives me like, it gives my passion life, like my passion for art, my passion for design. It just fuels it. And the fact that you know, I enjoy what I do, I regularly create stuff, people engage with me, it really makes me more passionate about design and art. I just love it, and that's the highlight of my 2016, among other things. A lot of things have changed for me since 2016, and I am so much happier for the change. I'm such a better person. I've grown so much as well, and I've achieved so much in life. Not to getting personal, you know, like I still want to keep this quite, you know, quite art focused, not too much about my art life, my personal life, because it seems like you guys don't really ask anyway. You're just like, give me tutorials, and I give it to you. I'm being really rough with this because this whole sketchbook has been very like sketch based, so it's not very like fine detailed structured. So I'm just being really sketchy with my my laydowns of where I put color. So I had a couple of viewers ask me if I do like more grayscale coloring tutorials. You know, I've never really tried it. I actually don't know any good illustration books that are grayscale. So if you guys have any recommendations, please comment below and tell me, and I'll be sure to check it out. Okay, so I'm going to go on to a blue. And because this was a pale blue, I'm going to use this light ultramarine. This is one of my favorite colors, by the way. I love this color. And I'm going to use it to create like hair strokes. So if you followed my other tutorials about hair, we're only going to use this one color, sorry. So because we've already laid down a base color with the Copic markers. And basically we're just going to do those hair strokes. And what I want to also do while we're doing this hair is create some hair strokes. Let me just see if this will work. Yes, but it's not the colour I want. This is it. I'll just try white. So what I want to do is create some white. So what I want to do is create some hair stroke. So I think it's better that we'll do it in Posca pens. But continuing with this light ultramarine, doing those hair strokes, we actually might incorporate another third colour, just create some contrast with the tips of the hair. Going in with another colour. That colour is ultramarine, and that is 120. I'm not going to run it all the way up. I'm just going to do it at the tips. And what I want to do is kind of get this ultramarine on top of the hair strokes that you see in these sketchy stuff. Very cool. So now that's done, I'm going to get another colour, and this colour is called Fuchsia, and I'm basically going to use it to do the bow. Oh. Alright, now I'm going to do eyelashes. And using this fine tip waterproof pigment marker from Unipin, I'm going to create some lashes. And basically you've got to follow this lash line and just flick up. I want to zoom in just to see, to show you guys. You probably won't notice it, but to me, little details like this make a difference. They make something nice, something a 10, something an 8 to 10, you know? And this is manga, and I just want to give it that extra manga look. And lashes are a big thing when it comes to manga. And with that pigment marker, I'm just going to fix up some of the line work. There we go. I'm going to get a white Posca pen. I'm going to do some highlights. What I basically did just then was just do some dots on the headband, as you can see there. And basically with this Posca pen, I'm going to just try and add some hair strokes. Let me just zoom out so you can see everything overall. It's very cute. I really like this. So, let me just sign it. And that's my tutorial for my first piece in the Pop Manga Coloring Book by Camilla Di Rico. I think that's her name. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Comment below any of your feedback or thoughts and your requests in the future. And I'll see you guys next time.